coming up.
We're a well-rounded program because we were wanting good quality genetics behind them.
So we concentrate on both sides, the registered and the commercial.
And then we started selling bulls as well. And
I just think you can't go wrong trading with David and his team up here at Bear Creek.
Hear the story of how a family in Texas developed an all-around Angus herd, next on The American Rancher. Hello, I'm Pam Minnick, and welcome to The American Rancher. The popularity of the Angus breed creates strong competition for top genetics. At Bear Creek Farms in Leonard, Texas, David Johnson's pathway to developing high-performance registered Angus began with a commercial herd. Today, David and his grandchildren, Blaine and Katelyn, oversee development of an all-around Angus herd of award-winning registered and commercial cattle that includes some of the top bloodlines in the breed. Their philosophy is simple: focus on top quality in everything they do, and success will follow.
Well, I grew up in northeastern Kansas on a small farm. Moved there when I was 5 years old. I remember the day. And I really liked it. It was a small farm. I worked on that farm, and I worked for all the neighboring farmers. And I really loved that life, and I was away from it for 4 years in the Navy and then 4 years of college. After that, I got a job with selling high voltage electrical equipment to the utility companies. And I was in Kansas City doing that. In 1971, I got transferred to Texas. So we ended up in Leonard. We had to go that far to find some land we could afford. We bought a house and 17 acres, and I was in hog heaven. 99 or 2000, we started buying a little more land about that time, and we started building a cow herd. We had a pretty good sized herd. We probably had 150 or 200 commercial cows, and everything was going real well. And then we had the real bad drought. And I think that was about 2004, but we didn't have a real stake in it, so we just decided to go ahead and liquidate that herd, and then we would build back with something else, maybe a registered herd.
I was, I think, around 4th or 5th grade, and I was wanting to get a show heifer. And we were just wanting to really get a little bit better quality animals and, something where we could add value to our animals so that we could make it through bad years.
We went to the Stars of Texas sale in Fort Worth, and that was 2005, I think. And we bought 4 or 5 nice registered cows and a heifer that Blaine showed. And from there, the next spring, we went to Double Creek sale in Meridian, Texas. We went down there and bought 20 or 30 cows, all registered. And since then, we've been building the registered herd. I served on the board of the Texas Angus Association for 3 years and really met a lot of friends and got a lot of good help. And that helped us grow. Plus, we got to the point where we were AIing about 90% of our herd. We have 10 or 12 cows now that we flush every year and replace the embryos. And because of that, we've been able to build some pretty good genetics, we feel like, both from on the commercial, and we have probably 300 registered cows and somewhere 150 commercial cows, maybe a few more than that.
So I learned about Bear Creek through Troy Robinette. I've known Troy for a few years now. And he reached out to me and expressed that Bear Creek was looking to bring on a herd manager. So coming to Bear Creek out of a strong commercial background, I feel that it gives myself an advantage because I'm able to know and tell what commercial buyers are going to be looking for when they come to the sale in November. They want something that's going to work, that's going to fit right in with their operation and their herd. These bulls are going to travel to water. They're not going to fall apart. They're going to be things that a commercial producer would want to have in their herd and be proud of. These bulls are receiving a mixed ration determined by our team as well as our feed representative, tailored to their needs, and we're able to produce them to their fullest, to their strongest, What we believe the buyer is looking for the most for longevity, and they're able to take them to their operation and be happy with what they're getting.
So we still concentrate on the commercial cows too. We want to bring those genetics up. We want good genetics. We still do like to raise the black baldies. So we concentrate on both sides, the registered and the commercial. The commercial side has really helped us more than anything, get our name out there.
After the break,
We're a well-rounded program because we were wanting good quality genetics behind them.
Bear Creek Farms advances its all-around Angus registered and commercial program and then some. That story after the break here on The American Rancher. Welcome back to The American Rancher. When David Johnson started his commercial herd back in 1975, his ambitions were to raise the best cattle around. Years later, David's passion for cattle took root in his grandchildren, Blaine and Katelyn. And with David's years of experience with commercial cattle, new opportunities soon emerged.
You know, we first started selling kind of groups of commercial black baldies, and that really kind of helped get our brand out there. A lot of people saw us at the Fort Worth commercial female sale, and I think people started realizing, you know, we had really good quality females that had good udders, had, you know, good quality genetics behind them. Over the years, we kind of did that, and then we started selling bulls as well, and just recently, the last maybe 5 years or so, we started selling some the registered females, and then it's just kind of grown from there. So. Here in Texas, a lot of people really look at the EPDs. A lot of people really want to see those high dollar figures. So we do go after some of the higher end top bulls, but we do really want to have balanced, proven bulls because we don't want to sacrifice the looks of an animal just because it's got good EPDs. And we really try to mate each animal based off of what that EPD profile will do. We want to make sure that that calf is going to be better than its dam was. We do look at the marbling and the ribeye, trying to, you know, produce some of the best steers we can. We're kind of just a well-rounded program because we were wanting to get really good bulls too, so we're making sure that they have good feet, good balance to them, something that's got a little bit of stockiness to it and can travel well. And instead of just kind of, you know, breeding them to breed them, we've really started trying to improve those genetics so that people come to us to buy bulls or heifers or whatever they're looking for to improve their herd.
Anybody that has registered animals knows if you have, I don't care whether you have 25 or 300, it's a big deal keeping the records. And a very important process that you have to go through and take care of, especially with us because we do a lot of embryo work and a lot of AIing.
In a seed stock operation, record keeping is huge, and that starts at birth. From birth weights to weaning weights to yearling weights, we keep track of all of that data so that we can provide for our customers. When Benton brings me the information, I will then plug that information into CattleMax and Angus to get all of our calves registered. He will also hand me the DNA samples for our calves that are registered, and I'll send those off and get back parentage or other testing that may need to be done.
So the Bear Creek Farms reputation is growing. For years, they've had a great reputation locally, selling both registered and commercial cattle. In the past 2 years, we've seen tremendous growth across Texas and across Oklahoma of bulls going in different directions, as well as commercial females. Not only have they built the cattle herd in that community, but they've also been very involved in the community with the work that Blaine has done there, and David, of course, with the country stores. They've always got events out there at the ranch that bring in beef producers, bring in vendors that help these beef producers build better and better beef programs.
I think we have helped to improve the genetics in the cow herds around here, probably commercial, more than anything. It can increase the values of the herd. In fact, our veterinarian here, Dr. Wasco here, told me once that he thought we had probably improved the quality of the cattle in this part of the country by a considerable amount. I know for a fact with the bulls that most of our bulls probably went within a 50-mile radius, maybe 100. The last time we sold bulls, we sold a lot of bulls into Oklahoma, and we sold quite a few down into South Texas, so it expands.
We've sold bulls all the way to Kansas and Missouri, Oklahoma. We've sold them all over Texas, all the way to out on the coast.
The key to that is you have to have a good quantity of bulls. You know, people aren't going to drive a long ways to go to a bull sale. It's going to sell 25 bulls or 50 bulls. So we have to keep our numbers up and keep the quality up. And I think the reputation grows. It's the same way with the commercial cow or registered cows.
So David, Blaine, and Katelyn are really pay attention to their customers' needs. They know and they truly understand for them to be successful, that their customers first have to be successful, not only in the registered and commercial outfit, but as well as their country store and other adventures that they're in. So when you buy a bull, when you buy females from Bear Creek Farms, you're entering a partnership with them, and that partnership is with somebody that wants to see you succeed first before themselves.
I remember as a kid, my grandparents, David and Jeannie, would come by and pick us up to go drive around on the weekends and check cows and drive around here and there in different pastures. And I remember David started saying that there was no good feed stores around here and he wanted to have a feed store one day. And Jeannie and David just got together and they found a building on the square here in Leonard, and we opened it in 2007. I remember helping set up all the inventory. That was a very big task, getting all the shelves put together and figuring out what would go where. And it's kind of just become a big part of our lives. We all work there. We all have a big part in it. And it really has benefited the community because there wasn't really a place to get high quality feed. They were having to drive to 30 minutes or whatever, and now they can just come up here locally to the feed store and get what all they needed.
We were able to grow, and we all talked about it. Blaine was in on a lot of decisions. One of the first decisions we made was to have bulk feed, which is a pretty big venture because we had to buy the bulk tanks and the scales and all that. And that venture has really paid off because that sets us apart from a lot of the other local feed stores around here. When you say, and on Saturday, you go over there now on Saturday or on a weekend, and there's a line there, people waiting to get their bulk feed. 2014, we bought another existing store in Bells, Texas, which is about 20 miles north. And we have very capable people at both stores, and I've got to give Blaine credit for that because when he came back from college, we had gone through a period where we'd had one or two managers, and we were okay, but we needed some stability in both stores. And Blaine has taken over and managed the stores, and those issues are gone now, and the stores run smoothly and nice.
With feeding facilities, 2 retail stores, and an established commercial herd in place, the next step for Bear Creek Farms was to enter into the local farm-to-table retail beef market, which is proving to be another success story for David, Blaine, and Katelyn.
Seems like a lot of people want to buy local products and buy local produce, and it's going really well for us. And we've raised the steers right here on our place, and then we process the beef about 5 miles down the road at Bluebonnet Meat Company. We sell a lot of the beef right here in our own feed stores, and then they sell a lot at their place as well. We've even had to start buying back steers from people who use our genetics.
People say now they like the taste and the tenderness of Bear Creek beef. They want a nice cut of meat that's going to taste good and be tender. And that's where we don't want to get away from that. We want to keep that.
Up next.
I just think you can't go wrong trading with David and his team up here at Bear Creek.
Customers are gathering for the upcoming Bear Creek production sale. Hear why they keep coming back when the American Rancher continues. Welcome Welcome back to the American Rancher. The third annual Bear Creek Farms production sale is coming soon. This will be your opportunity to take home high-performance bulls and females while experiencing the best of Bear Creek hospitality.
Yeah, when people come to our sale in November, on Friday night, they can expect to see a very good selection of 25 to 30 registered cows, females, and there'll be things that can help their herd. And we've sold some. There have been some high-dollar heifers in there, but there's also some very good pairs. If you're trying to build a registered herd, this will be a good place to get a good registered cow from the start at a very reasonable price. And then Friday night's kind of fun anyway. We have a chicken fried steak dinner and a band, so it's a good, it's a nice evening. And then the next day we'll sell good, reasonably priced bulls for the commercial breeder.
David Johnson has a really great vision of where he wants to go with his cow herd. In the last 5 years, he's really focused on getting a better cow herd, the EPDs, the carcass traits, everything that makes the Angus cow great. And as you study the cattle that he's raising now, all of his cattle are really superior on carcass traits, and he's culled based on that too. So the ones that didn't make the grade, he's gotten rid of those, but he's definitely focused on raising higher quality carcass bulls.
Well, David and I served on the Texas Angus board together for the 3 years that David served on the board. David was a great contributor to the board. He brought a real extensive knowledge of the commercial cattle industry, which sometimes on the Texas Angus board we don't have a presence of someone who is as knowledgeable about commercial cattle as David. He's well known for his commercial females. He sold commercial females in the sale in Fort Worth. I think he's topped that commercial female sale 2 or 3 different years with a pen of 8 or 10 females, and he's well versed in the commercial end of our industry, which I think makes him as good as he is in the registered end of the business. So what stands out is the depth of body, the maternal qualities that are in these females are great uddered. They're great milk producers. They're great mama cows, which is what the commercial producer is looking for, is a mama cow that'll put him calf on the ground, unassisted, raise that calf up to the point where they can take it to the sale barn or put into a commercial development type group and sell them that way.
We, I believe, first bought their cattle in 2018. They had a set of black baldies that won the Grand Champion English breds, and we were at that sale at the Fort Worth Stock Show, and we liked the way they looked. We bought them and got home with them. They were great mothers. They milked good. We came back the next year and bought another set. I believe I bought every set they've had in Fort Worth since then. And we were up here last year at this sale at the ranch and bought a trailer load. We've had just remarkable good luck with them. Fertility to me is probably the most important trait in the cattle. They've got the conformation, they've got the udders, they make good mothers, and they breed back. Just kind of everything we're looking for in a cow. And as we've expanded and bought more land, we continue to try to build our numbers and to build our quality at the same time.
Well, I purchased a bull from Bear Creek the year before their first annual sale, private treaty. Weaned those calves off, kept replacements, and that just started my support to do that. Like, hey, guys, you have a really good program going. The numbers are there. You're appealing to local cattlemen they have the product that everybody needs, and just getting it out there. I think then it gave them encouragement to put one sale on, and they did a phenomenal job last year, and this year's looking to be the same. I've got a Cowboy Up son from them. That was, like, say, 2 years ago. So he's a coming 4-year-old now. Birth weights, great for my heifers I put him on. Then fast growing, so I was able to get the weaning weights I was looking for the steers that I sold. And then also there's still great females that I kept the growth is great enough to where I feel comfortable getting bred earlier. I don't have to wait the 15 to 18 months. That 12, 13 months, I can already start looking, hey, let's get them things set up, let's get them bred. And that way I can get my money back on them quicker.
We like good CD, high marbling, good carcass weight, good ribeye, and of course we also look at some of the maternal traits, and these cows seem to have most of what we're looking for.
We get a lot of females from Bear Creek. Really, most just the fact that I trust him and I like him and I like his cattle, and we've had good luck with them, and so there's really no compelling reason for me to look somewhere else. I just think you can't go wrong trading with David and his team up here at Bear Creek.
This year's the 4th year for the Bear Creek Farms production sale. And over the past 3 years, what we found out is that these bulls have been to Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, and Missouri, and they've worked for ranchers. These guys have turned them out in rough parts of the world, and these bulls have stayed with their cows. They get them covered, and they come up in those pens, and they handle nice and easily. And as a producer, I don't know what more you could ask for from your bull. So I encourage you to come November 17th and 18th here at the ranch in Leonard, Texas, and experience the Bear Creek Farms difference. So something very unique here at Bear Creek Farms, that on November 17th, Friday night, we offer 35 elite Angus females, followed by a dinner and dance. And on November 18th, Saturday at noon, we offer 75 registered Angus bulls, followed by 100 commercial females right out of the Bear Creek Farms commercial female herd. If you can't make it to Leonard, Texas, we encourage you to log on to superiorlivestock.com and bid through Superior Productions or liveauctions.tv. Both platforms are here and available for your bidding if you're not able to make it.
That's all the time we have today. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook. I'm Pam Minnick. For our entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.